Wednesday, September 25th, 2024. And I didn't record yesterday because I was busy and I watched late and I didn't want to talk about that fucking guy. I just didn't want to talk about him. But today we got Papa Joe. Excuse me. Let's cover the quick hot topics for a second. Um, Joe Manchin and the whole idea that he's not endorsing Kamala because she wants to use the filibuster or get rid of the filibuster to codify Roe. The ladies hit this one on the head. Who gives a flying fuck? Who cares? So what? Have another Pinot Grigio. He's inconsequential. Um, he was a hurdle to democracy while he was in Congress. So now that he's out, fuck off. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like Joey said, it's a cow's opinion. It's moo. Oh God. Um, and Amy Lissa Farrah Griffin, you can go fuck yourself about this whole if the Democrats do it, then the Republicans will do it. Well, that's okay in 2 years. If the Republicans somehow get control of the Senate in 2 years and they pass a bill that that gets rid of IVF, if Kamala Harris is the president, she won't sign it. Like, there's no, as long as that balance of powers is okay, it doesn't, like, it's not, it won't be used for evil. Um, but in general, the Senate as a body is the least democratic the body that we have. It doesn't represent the population of the United States. It's a it's a bottleneck to progress because of these razor thin margins, which is why the filibuster went in there to begin with, and because they wanted to block civil rights. Sonny is 100% correct. But there's no precedent that says you can't eliminate it to pass consequential legislation. And Whoopi's 100% correct on this one. Let's use it for some fucking good. The Democrats have been afraid to railroad legislation in so that they don't look too pushy. But this is the time we need to be pushy. This is the time we need to show it. Well, assuming we get majorities in Senate and the House and we win the White House, this is the time that we need to show that we will get shit done, and not be afraid to do so. In a little bit of a bully pulpit, the Republicans do it every fucking time. They wouldn't hesitate to get rid of the filibuster. So and to do shitty things with it that actually don't align with the American people's values. So I thought, what's her name? The blonde one. Excuse me, Sarah Haynes was 100% correct. That this is the time we need to do things, specifically when we're talking about initiatives and legislation that have the support of the majority of the country. So, yay. And Bernie Moreno in Ohio, which one of them said it, talk about how do you lose an election. He's running against Sherrod Brown, who is the current senator from Ohio. So he obviously won once. And I feel like Moreno just tanked his whole campaign with that speech, which obviously someone videotaped from the audience. And that's the funny thing about what politicians used to do in sort of these town and smaller group meetings and talk specifically to constituents and just sort of give them promises that that spoke to them specifically. And it was never televised. It was never part of an event. It was all just like kind of backdoor bullshit, but in public. And now everybody's got a phone and a camera and a video camera in their pocket. So you can't really pull that shit. And it's not just, don't piss off menopausal women, but, it's all the women around them too. And the men. It's everybody. And that's the thing. It's weird to me when people talk about this issue as if it's simply a woman's issue. We're also talking about family planning. There's an impact to men. There's an impact to the children that may be born that are unwanted. There's an impact to the families that have to deal with an unwanted pregnancy. Like, it is a bigger issue. It is fundamentally the woman's right, but by taking that away, you're causing an issue for more than just her. So it isn't. I would. It would. It would seem to me um, that that kind of language would speak to more than just women in a of a reproductive age. So I think Bernie Moreno is about to find that out. Anyway, Papa Joe. At the end, I'm just going to skip to the end when Joy said he's really kissy, and I like that. And I was like, oh, that's one of the things people don't like. uh, and you know, I don't know. He's of a generation, and that's his showing of affection, and I get that, and I feel like um, it can come off as sweet or creepy depending on how you want to see it. But otherwise, uh, I loved that Whoopi flat out said, "I hate what they did to you. I hate that all that infighting was in public. Because I couldn't agree more. I'm still angry. Um, uh, I'm never forgiving Nancy Pelosi. Um, Adam Schiff. I kind of like the idea that if Kamala wins, she makes him AG, and then he can take all of those um, congressional hearings that he had and go after Trump. But anyway, um, I digress. Papa Joe. I thought, he's older. He's slower. Um, he's not so spry on his feet, and um, I like that he said he was confident he was going to win, but that he chose to leave, and he sort of didn't really get the opportunity to finish the whole thing, talking about his age, um, because it it is time, and as mad as I am about how it all happened, um, it is time for you to enjoy the rest of your life. And I know that being president means everything to him. So the fact that he decided I won't do this anymore because I feel like that's what is needed from me is very noble, and the energy enthusiasm that has come with his stepping down and Kamala becoming the nominee is really outstanding. This feels stronger than Obama, and I feel like it's because it happened so suddenly. Um, but I feel like that kind of enthusiasm is sort of once in a generation, and I'm hoping what this election is doing is highlighting um, just how awful the GOP has been. I thought it was great when Whoopi rambled on about Trump being a bug, and he just went, and then in discussing him specifically, talking about his that there isn't a lot of moral character, and then he said, which was kind of forgotten, I don't really think he knows what he's doing, because he doesn't. Uh, there's definitely a cognitive decline. I think the one thing he knows that he's doing, Joy is right. He's trying to stay out of jail, and he's just a narcissist. He just wants the control and the attention. Um, and I feel like we're in a news cycle where, because Kamala doesn't have an out of the park win every week that we can celebrate, we're just still talking about his bullshit and whatever crap that comes out of his mouth. And it's upsetting. And there's people I follow on social media, and they just post clips of him with quotes, and it's like, there needs to be, like, you can't just stop platforming him like that. Stop elevating his lies without some sort of explanation that says he lies about X, or goes off the rails about, like, I don't want to see that. I long for the day when I don't have to hear his voice ever again. But I'm not asking anyone to do him any physical harm. The courts will take care of it. All we need to do is make sure that uh, Harris wins the White House, and we get a majority in the Senate and the House. And then, fuck yeah, kill the filibuster and get some shit done.